Willie D Live.
The trucking guru, the millionaire maker,
Yeah.
the matriarch,
Thank you.
Kierra Henderson. Welcome to the
Amazing
show.
introduction. Thank you for having me.
Welcome.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, I was telling you off camera, your testimony is the reason why I do this. It's the reason why I made the kind of music that I made. I wanted to be like a voice for the voiceless. I wanted to give people hope that if I can do it, you can do it. And you prove that every single day.
Thank you.
We got a number of things in common. We're both from Texas.
Yep.
We done had run-ins with the law, allegedly.
Allegedly.
And we're both fighters.
Yep.
I heard you used to box.
Yeah. So I got my first felony.
Wait a minute, back up. How old were you first?
17.
You were 17 years old.
Mm-hmm.
You caught a felony at 17.
I did. My first felony.
That's another
17.
thing we have in common.
Wow.
I caught, I don't even know how this is supposed to sound, but I caught my first felony at 17 myself.
Wow.
Now, how did that happen?
Well, I was 7 months pregnant, and somebody came to my house. The guy that I was with, my daughter's father, was cheating, and she came to look for him, and I answered the door, and I cracked her jaw, cracked a couple ribs, and police came and took me.
Wait a minute, but you didn't just come out the door swinging. She had to say something to you. She
Oh, she
challenged
did.
you to a duel.
She did. She actually did. She was upset and a little drunk, and she swung first.
Right,
But unfortunately, since I used to box, my hands are registered with the state of Texas as a deadly weapon.
right.
So they didn't care.
Yeah. That's some overzealous policing, overzealous prosecuting. Like, they didn't have to go that far.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a fight is a fight. I get it. My hands are registered too. And, but I can't stop it if I got to defend myself. Right?
And I was pregnant, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't give a damn.
they didn't. But what's crazy is there were two officers. The first officer was a black guy. Second guy was a white guy. Black guy wanted me to go to jail. White guy did not, and actually went on the stand and testified for me. That's why I didn't get time the first time.
There goes something else we got in common. I once went to jail when the black guy wanted me gone and the white guy was like trying to give me the break. Boy, but you know what? That's good cop, bad cop. They was on the same page the entire time. I do believe.
You know what? Not for mine. He even put his card down and told me that you're gonna be in some trouble. And had he not took the stand, I think I would have did 25 years.
But that's good though, that him actually taking the stand in your defense actually debunks my whole theory. Like,
Yeah.
that's dope.
There's some good ones.
How cool was that for dude to get a police officer to get on stand and actually testify in your favor?
I was very thankful. Very thankful.
So what was the resolution in the case?
I got probation the first time. Got probation.
Okay.
And I wanted to do a trial by, very valuable lesson. I wanted to do a trial by judge, but the state of Texas only had to prove 3 things done in that county, done on that day, and what was used was a deadly weapon. So I was already guilty. The girl even, she dropped the charges. She didn't even, when she went to court, she even begged for them not to put me in jail because she knew she was wrong.
Right.
And the judge told me that he could not do trial by judge because if I was found guilty, I would have gotten sentenced to prison because he couldn't give me probation.
Yeah. So you just copped a plea?
No, I went. I was found
guilty. You actually went?
Yeah, I went because...
You actually went to trial with this, and you were found guilty.
Yep.
Now, what was the maximum sentence?
25 years. It was 25 years. They ended up giving me 3 years probation.
And you rolled the dice?
Yeah.
And got 3 years probation?
Yep.
Say, that right there in and of itself is remarkable because
Yeah.
usually when you take it to trial, they try to tax you. They're going to give you a trial tax. That's like, yo, we need to make sure that we get a return on our investment. We got to make sure that we punish her and put her in jail.
And
like,
at that
give her some
time,
teach her, make her out of an example.
there was a couple who did some crazy stuff around that time. So they were trying to say that me and my ex were trying to mimic them. And I was like, no, I want to whip both of their asses. So it was crazy, but you're right.
Wow. Now, meanwhile, what's going on back at home? How is mom and dad responding to this situation?
Well, they were floored. My mom was, of course, worried at first, but she said, no, even if you are wrong, you pray and God will get you out of it. We're forgiven for our sins, so don't worry, don't be fearful. My parents, my entire fellowship came to support, which also helped me, not go to jail because they seen I had community support. But they were positive because, I'm known to be a firecracker in the family.
Right.
So they knew that I wouldn't have just popped off, so they knew I wasn't going to go to prison.
Yeah.
I didn't. I was like, shit.
So
They
you
knew.
So you get a second chance.
Mhm.
And what happened?
Well, I learned really quickly that a felony would change my life because it did. I was at the end of my first lease, and I couldn't get an apartment. There was a job that I wanted to do. I wanted to even go back to school to get my GED and to become a nephrologist. Learned really quickly that with a felony, you can't do that. So it honestly put me on a different path. It was a game changer for me.
It was actually a blessing in disguise.
It really was.
But at the time,
Yeah.
you had to feel like, man, I'm out here all on this desert by myself,
Yeah,
and
I
I don't know
did.
how the hell I'm gonna make it. A whole lot of people that was in your situation did not make it. They ended up actually going back to prison because
Yeah.
they make it so damn hard for you to get reacclimated into society. And that's why the recidivism rate is so high. It's one of the reasons why the recidivism rate is so high.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons why your story is so remarkable. You didn't just get out and get on the right track. I mean, you got on the right road. You got on the right road
Yeah.
with this trucking game, and
I did.
and now you like, I mean, are you the face of women's trucking?
No. There's actually an amazing truck driver named Clarissa Rankin. I think she's the face of women who drive trucks. I don't
Yeah.
drive them. I own them.
You're an owner.
But she's done news broadcasting. She's phenomenal. I think she's the face of women truck drivers. I just want to be the voice for those who were once in my shoes.
Yeah.
That's all I want to do. After I got in trouble, I got into some more trouble because it is hard to find a good paying, decent job. And I was not about to work for pennies, so took some wrong left turns. But once I got my shit together, that's actually why I do what I do, because you are 1,000% correct. It's hard as fuck for people to get out and actually make something of themselves. They kind of keep us in a cycle. So
Yeah.
although the internet world is oftentimes a nerve-wracking experience, that's why I do it.
Yeah.
That's why I do it.
But the trip part about it is that they set it up like that. They actually set it up. They dangle the carrot.
Yes.
They dangle the carrot in front of you, knowing that you have few options, and knowing that more than likely you're probably going to reach out and grab that carrot.
Yeah.
And then once you do, they give you the time. They put the jacket on your back. Then they make your life even harder. Makes it harder for you to support yourself and your family.
Yeah.
And then a lot of people just develop the attitude of,
Fuck it.
damn if I do, damn if I don't. Might as well do.
Yep.
The trip part about this is that they punish you and they say, okay, you got to pay. We're going to punish you so you can pay your debt to society. You pay your debt. Once you pay your debt should be paid.
But it's not.
It's not.
It's not.
They continue to make life hard for you and put it in your face forever. Like once you get that F on your record, it's there forever unless you go to a judge and a judge decides to set your sentence aside or give you a pardon. You go to the governor or something like that. But that's how they keep us out and the people that they want to stay in, because the people that they want to stay in, many of them have records also.
Yes.
But their records have been expunged by their friends and family members, right?
Yeah.
And their associates, So they get their records expunged, and the rest of us who they don't want to let in, they make sure that we're stamped forever.
Yeah.
And this is why we got to be diligent you know what? We damn near got to be like, we damn near got to be like the perfect race of people to not do anything because they already like a lot of what they do already is actually plant evidence and actually set us up and like pin fraudulent charges on us already. And then when you walk into that trap, you actually help them out to make you get there faster.
Yep.
It's crazy. Let's go back to your childhood because that's, I do believe, where the foundation was. I mean, you may have gotten off track, but you had what type of foundation growing up?
You know what? I actually have an amazing parental system. My my mom was the mom who, if we went to go spend the night somewhere, she wanted us to come home the next day. We were taken out of public school and homeschooled because we grew up in Oak Cliff, and the school system was a little rough because the neighborhood we were in wasn't so good. So she homeschooled us. We had fellowship within our home. I actually had a phenomenal foundation. Like, my parents are damn near perfect. And then, like, my stepdad, who's my dad, is an amazing man. And then I have my biological dad, who's an amazing man. So my foundation was actually set. It was me. I've been the one who wanted to learn on their own. I got to take the hard route. You said the oven is hot. I want to see for myself. I've always been that person. So I just I started running away at 13 because they used to be really strict. And I couldn't take it anymore.
Where did you run to at 13?
My friends' houses. Yeah. Ran to my friends' houses, my grandmother's house. That's how I actually ended up leaving my mom and my dad and going to live with my biological dad. And then I've been on my own since I was 16.
Since you were 16?
16.
So you dated older men?
I did. My oldest daughter's father, I was 16, he was 29.
You were 16, he was 29. But you're out on your own now, so can't nobody really check you.
Right.
Yeah. And when your dad found out about it, what did he think?
All my parents, mom, dads, everybody was livid.
Yeah.
But I thought I was grown, so they couldn't do nothing. I had my own place, my own car. I was doing my own shit.
And how did that relationship end?
Ooh. Well, once I got my felony, I found out that the reason why they were going so hard for me was because, you see, my oldest daughter's father is a motherfucker. He gave me the name Ramon. His name was not Ramon. His name was Dean. He was on the run for murder. He had a whole slew of charges. He was wrapped up in a dope game. He was somebody that I had no idea who my childish ass, thinking I was grown, was dealing with. I had no idea. So I got away from him.
Where is he now?
I have no idea.
Is he alive?
He is.
Yeah.
He is. He actually, last I knew, was out here in Houston.
Do your daughter have a relationship with him?
No.
Does she want one?
No. Nope.
He's that bad.
Yeah. He my oldest daughter is one of the smartest people that I know. She's been that way since she was a kid. She got that from him. Like, their genes. He's a genius. But some people are so smart they are borderline psychotic, and he's one of those. So he was a mess. But it ended with me walking away and raising my daughter on my own.
Yeah. How many kids do you have?
3.
3. Now, what's the gender makeup?
I have, 4. I have a son-in-law. I have 2 girls and now 2 boys, my son-in-law. My oldest is 23. My baby is 17. And my son is 14.
Now, what are the girls doing?
Well, my oldest, back to her being the smartest person I know, at a very early age, she helped me. My sister and my daughter helped me build my business. So my daughter helps manage day-to-day operations. She deals with that massive fleet that I have. My baby girl, she wanted to create her own little path, and she wanted to go, because my children are privately schooled. I've stopped saying homeschooled after something that I seen the other day. They're privately schooled and privately taught, and she works for Wendy's. She wants to do her own thing. She enjoys getting her little check. She works for Wendy's.
Does that make you feel some type of way, like knowing that you got all this paper and you got this like great career and all of these resources, and your daughter, Kierra's daughter, Kierra Henderson's daughter, the trucking guru's daughter, is working at Wendy's.
You know, my family placed a bet to see how long she would last. I bet that she would stay because my kid is money motivated. I'm actually very proud of her.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very thankful that my children, who I have spoiled, they get whatever they want whenever they want it. They're very thankful, and they have good work ethics. All three of them.